without him actually moving. So like it automatically moves for him, so he'll never get touched. The more, like, it doesn't even matter if you're trying to attack him like all at once, shoot like 1,000 arrows at him or whatever, his arms will move magically and block every single one and break every single one, you know. And then, you know, there's like, and that one, it's like, I think it was kind of cool because, you know, you put it into a weapon form. The weapons are like, you can't break it, they can't rust, they basically last forever and everything. And I'm like, oh wow, this is really nice. And they can't break, except, which is the cool part, what they did is what? Oh, these are just potions. Okay, hold on, I gotta cough again. Except with these ones, the shield breaker can break all these other swords that they made, because it's a sword that can break all swords. They don't have a like a full defense one, so you know you can't have like a counteractive type thing. But yeah, a couple of the other ones. One of them is called Coin Spinner. Basically, it gives you the ultimate luck that you can receive. Anything you do, if you want something, you go somewhere, it always drops in your hands. But the drawback to that one is it doesn't pick you to hold it. It picks you, kind of thing. So, you know, if you ever try to find it, if it doesn't allow you to find it because itself is its chance, you won't find it. And you have to like hold the hilt, and then, you know, if, like, let's say, you know, you're trying to pick up a girl or win money at a casino or whatever, every roll you'll do, you'll always win. And everybody will be oblivious to you that you it looked like you're cheating, but you're not. But once you lose it, like once you lose the weapon, or the coin spinner decides to teleport somewhere else because you can't bury it, you can't lock it somewhere, it'll just teleport by itself, just to whoever it chooses. So, or chooses the location itself. And once you drop the weapon, or you literally let go of yourself, everything happens like normal. Like, what, looked like you were cheating, you know, you'll get attacked and everything. So, you know, that one's like good and bad at the same time. And, you know, one of them is called like Wayfinder. So, how, like, if you're trying to get to like anywhere, even like to a girl's heart, like, because, you know, part of the book kind of has that. If you're trying to, you know, fall in love with someone, it'll basically point the direction of where you need to go only, nothing else. Everything else is up to you to do. But it'll let you do it because that's the way it goes. Like, so you have to kind of think of what you have to do. So, you know, it's a little weird, but, and then, you know, they have other ones where it's like a dragon slayer, you know, has a name, it can kill dragons and stuff like that. But with this book, you know, I think it's only, I think when he written it, the first three books is about, you know, the swords, and then he does another one where it's called the Book of Lost Swords. So like after like a big event, most of the swords either get lost or someone steals them while, you know, there's a war and stuff like that. And, you know, so it just talks about almost every sword per book, and that was 8 books that way. So a total of 11 books. And to me, it should have kept on continuing. And as you like read it, the Book of Lost Swords, that series, the main character actually ages to like, he's like 60 something already, and he starts out like I think 14 or something like that. So he's kind of young, you know, and it shows that, you know, he gets married and everything, has kids, and his kids are like part of the adventure for the swords. So I'm like, oh, that's so cool, you know, and how he changes it up, adds different characters, and actually continues it and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, you know, it's really good for like the story and stuff like that. But it has to end somewhere, so and he does make it end, which is kind of bad for book-wise. But, you know, you can't do anything else with it anymore, because you kind of already told the story of how it was made, how some of them end, and then, you know, stuff like that just goes down to they just start going away, because like these gods that make them, everybody actually starts to slowly forget them, so they in most in most like like religion type stuff, or even things with gods, if you forget about them, they technically die off. It's more of those. If you remember them, they're more powerful. Like so, like if a lot of people believe in them, kind of thing. That's the way this one works, anyways. So like they technically kind of die off, and then the swords are remaining, and they're like, oh, they just know that they made them, but they don't know why, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not really telling you the story of how it goes, because I'm just telling you like what they use for the swords and stuff like that. And I think there's a total of 12 swords in all. I think I've only told you 3 or 4. But like some of them, like the dragon, I think it's called it's not called Dragon Slayer, Dragon Slicer maybe. That one is almost useless because if there's no dragons, I mean it's still a really good sword. It won't rust and stuff, and it's always sharp. But its main purpose it would be useless if you've already killed all the dragons, or if there was no dragons to begin with, kind of thing, So like, let's say the swords were made like 1,000 years ago, or 10,000 years, or however many years ago, kind of thing. You'd be like, what? Dragons? Like, let's say if that appears now, it's like, there's no dragons here. It's like, so it would be good, but you wouldn't know it would be considered a dragon slayer since there's no dragons, because their skin is really tough and stuff like that, supposedly. But you get the idea, like how that stuff works. And then some of them do break because of shield breaker. People try to take on to it. But yeah, that's like part of how the powers thing came to be, is with that one too. How I refined it, and why I wanted to write books in it and stuff, is because of that. And then with comics coming into play, I'm like, oh, I really want to do this. I can't draw, so it's, to me, I think it would be better in book form, because then you can say a lot more without it actually, because you can describe it all and everything. So, and like, to me, I've actually liked reading books after a certain point. Oh wow, I can actually pick up stuff quicker. I think this is kind of going kind of long, but I think I'm going to keep this going, just so I would have a lot of videos to put out. Even though I don't put it out every day, and I don't stop talking, so I don't know how I'm going to stop some of these. Maybe I do stop talking or something, but sorry, I gotta drink water. I don't know if I'm like catching a cold or something, or it's just because I'm talking too long. Or I can just make these as breaks, even though it's not enough. But like with that, I decided to try to make a book and stuff. But it's a little different. When I do get the book out, I'll tell you guys if and whenever I do make one. I've only done like a couple chapters in mine. My brother actually did like, I think I said 6 or something like that. I'm not fully sure if he did 6, but then he started on another off character that was in there, because we made it where it's like a group, kind of like there are monsters and stuff in this one, so it's kind of like medieval, adventurous type of book with like monsters, like kind of like in games and stuff like that. If you like leave outside of the city, there's like monsters outside. We're doing it somewhat like that, so that's why there's like magicians, just people that are hired as mercs. Ooh, almost died. And also like there's like hunting type stuff where if it's not people, it would be like monsters that are like powerful and stuff like that, just coming into the area. Towns and stuff like that would pay like some price to have it killed or something like that. Stuff like that. If it works, anyways. And then there, we also made it where we had it to where it's like each person that gets these powers has I guess you consider it a pet, because I think that's what he's naming it in there. It's not it doesn't have to be an animal. It could be like a demon object or something like that that can still technically talk to you. And we made it where it'll talk to you telepathically, so if it doesn't have a mouth, so it can still talk to you, kind of thing. I know it's a little weird, but that's how we decided to do that one. And these pets can talk to each other. So if you have another person that has this pet as well, I don't even know what these people are considered called. I might have to re-look at my book because I haven't worked on it in a while. And in my brother's book, it's more in the future settings, so it does have like a lot of technology, but it's different type of technology. Like it won't use electricity. It would use like a certain type of energy source, like a crystal or something like that. Personally, I don't really know what his stuff is, even though I've read some of it, but I don't know the full extent to what it's actually being used. In mine, it's going to be more past tense, where there's no guns, but... Oh, I don't have to go up there. But, it still has... what do you call it? Weapons, like bows and stuff like that. But, I don't know, like... I don't think you'd call it like a horse, I guess. You can still use, certain animals and stuff like that to pull certain things. I don't know if I'm going to have anything flying. Oh, maybe I should. Because then you can have like floating islands and stuff. Yeah, maybe I could do that. Just thinking of it now, kind of thing. So, but we're gonna actually have like a couple of mercenary type stuff, because that's what I'm gonna be making my character as. Somewhat like a mercenary. So he can make money to start out with, anyways. And the storyline, of course, is gonna be about me and about this one dude. That it's going to be part of my character, like it's like boss guy, but in my brother's, he's also in there too, just a different form, I guess you call it. I don't want to give too much away because then someone else might try to rip it off. But like the way we're doing it is not really a collaboration on mine and his. It's just mine can technically be separate from his in a different time. He is planning on doing his character as well, like has his own side character. And I do have my own as well that I'm gonna make. Basically, it's speed. Like we decided to put what do you call it? A limiter on some of them, or it's not a limiter. It's an active power, where it's 100% active. You can't turn it off. So like for mine, it would be strength. So it's always on. So you can't really bring it down or anything. I don't know how you can do it for his though. Oh, something always heats up, I guess. I don't know. He chose what it was, but like that's what I chose for mine, anyways. And the person that I'm going to be basically with later on in my book, and she has speed, where it's 100% on. And with that, kind of thought about it, which it would be kind of cool and sad if you would have it. Is the speed one is always on. So then, since it's always on, your thought process is actually really fast. You see everything on almost slow motion. So then, if you even try to talk to him, it'll just be like slowed down voice, like like, but a lot slower because I made her speed like super high. So you can't even comprehend what people are saying. And she's always in super speed mode, so it's gonna be like, I don't know if I'm gonna make hers as a separate book. Maybe I should, because then it's also sad because how she's gonna cope with it and all this other stuff. So like I have all these ideas. It's just I gotta put it down on paper, or well, technically it won't be on paper, but it would be typed, kind of thing. Because I like my typing. What is that? I'm going to have to throw something down. I don't think I need a cannon. Alright. What? Oh, I didn't even pick it up. Alright. Ooh, bowman, but male. I think I'm a female, right? Am I female? It should be. Yeah, okay. I thought it was male at first, but that was my demon slayer. But yeah, let me see. What else should I say? With our book, we made it like the reason we have the pet thing is just so these people can actually die off, because we made them immortal. So you know they're the ones that basically are supposed to help run the world and everything. We actually made it where it's like if there are others before us, you know, like all our characters technically isn't born. They just appear as like a baby infant or something like that, just kind of roaming around. If they die, they'll just die and just reincarnate. Basically, it's the main thing is all of them will reincarnate. Oh no, that's not what I need to drop down. I don't. Do I have enough to drop? Oh, I can drop 2. Okay. It's like since it's reincarnation, we actually. Well, what I decided is like they will have different powers, and they won't remember, you know, who the previous one is, and but they also have like different styles as well. Like I also thought of where you would, you know, like the first. I would just consider them first generation because I don't want to go back any further. That they would have like just weapons, and that's their considered pet. Like